William Hutchison, Armenia Colombia Realty for Expats, Salento Colombia Realty. Shorty today, I hope, because I'm going to attach a link to the article that I read that I'm going to talk to you briefly about, and you can read the article yourself. The site it comes from, excuse me, is columbia1.com, and I'm going to attach a link to that site as well. It's English, and it has a lot of good information about Colombia. It goes into culture, food, business topics, all in English. A very good reference for you if you're investigating Armenia, or if you've been here and you want to learn a little more about it, or if you're here now. I look at it every day. So we're going to talk about how you send money to Colombia, and then I'll tell you about a fifth option that you have if you're here. The first option that they talk about in the article is Western Union. I don't know a lot about them. I would imagine that it's pretty easy in most places where you live, a lot of Western Union offices. The only thing that I do know is I was over there a couple of months ago, I think it was, with a fella from Australia, and he converted US dollars to pesos. And I think the rate was around 6%. That's highway robbery. I mean, you don't have to pay 6, but I think that was on a Sunday. And the banks weren't open. Second one is World Remit. I don't know anything about them. You'll have to get the information off of the website. The third is the one that I use, Remitly. I like Remitly. They're based in Vancouver. The individual that owns it apparently was in foreign exchange, went off on his own, opened this company. They charge me about 1.25%. The only downside with Remitly is it takes about, well, they say 3 to 6 business days to get it here. But I'm finding out that it's closer to 6. It comes out of my account within a few minutes of me transferring the money. So I'm not really knowledgeable about why it takes another 5 days to get here. But that's the situation. It makes even less sense when I tell you that Zoom, the fourth company that this article talks about, Zoom with an X. It's not Zoom for the phone calls. They get it here within minutes. I have had it within 2 minutes in my account, but they charge 3 to 3.5% on the exchange rate. Now, if you're transferring $1,000 and the difference is 2%, it's only $20, but if you do that maybe 15 times a year, it starts to add up. So I prefer Remitly. I have never had a problem with them. I use Zoom in the first place because they're owned by PayPal and hopefully financially secure. Never had a problem with them either. One thing, I'll go back to Remitly. If you always have cash on hand and you don't need it this afternoon, then you can use Remitly. I always have a little bit of money in the apartment. I mean, if I have a major catastrophe, I probably don't have enough. But for a couple of weeks living expenses, I have that cash on hand. So 6 days with Remitly to save a little bit on the exchange works for me. The last thing that you can do is you can go to the ATM. There's thousands of them here. Every bank has, in Armenia here, the bigger banks must have a dozen. So there's 5 big banks, and then you've got the little ones. There might be close to 100 ATMs here. You put your card in, you get pesos, it hits your bank in the US, if you're from the US, in American dollars, Canadian dollars, euros, and away you go. One thing I'll say is that there's a lot of cash transactions here. I've been here 14 years, never seen a check written. Everybody pays their services in cash. Olympica, the big box Walmart style store here, takes most of your service bills. There's 4 service bills: your water, electric, gas, and the internet TV is usually combined into one. And you're there for your groceries, or maybe you're in the shopping plaza. It's very easy to sneak over to Olympica and pay your bill in cash. So that gives you the 4 ways that you can transfer. I don't know anything about the time frames with Western Union and Remitly. I would guess that Western Union's pretty prompt. I mean, the deposit's made somewhere, it goes into their system, and I imagine every office can access it within probably a matter of a few minutes. I think the best way to go, if you want to do it, is to do the cash machine, or you go Remitly and then use the cash machine for an emergency. I think that would work very well too. Anyway, that's it for today. Please subscribe if you find the channel of interest. We're getting close to 600 videos now. A lot of interest in Armenia. The real estate side of my business is getting very busy. William Hutchison, Armenia, Colombia Realty for Expats, and Salento Colombia Realty. Own those with Alba, my wife. Have a great day. I live in paradise, and you can too.